Hello, everybody. Hey, I want to talk to you today about the importance of getting started early in regards to saving for retirement. Look, when I was young, I started saving early, but there's bumps along the way and things come up, and sometimes people get thrown off track. And you want to make absolutely sure that if you get into your savings, it's not your retirement plan. Once you start saving into your retirement plan, keep it going and keep rocking on. Here's the thing, when it comes down to saving for retirement, starting to save early is super important. And if you start saving when you're 25, when you're 20, 25, 30, 35, that's great. But if you start saving when you're in your 40s and 50s, it can make it extremely difficult to actually get to the point where you want to retire. And the thing is, if you're in your late 40s, mid 50s, early 60s, and you want to be able to retire, the thing is, hopefully you've got some savings already put together. But in the event that you're just starting, it can be really, really tough. And at that point, especially in your 50s, you have to do things differently. So what I want to show you is exactly what the real impact is in regards to retiring and why it's so important to start early. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is head over to americasretirementplan.com. They've got a bunch of really cool calculators on here. Just go over there and then scroll down to, it says Design Your Own Retirement. Go to calculators, and there we are. So there's a bunch of different calculators on here for pre-retirement and tax and risk and other cool stuff, as well as retiring or starting retirement, company-sponsored retirement plans. But today what we're going to look at is how much we need to save. All right. So let's say that we are 25 years old and we want to retire at about 67, which seems like forever. But believe me, when I was 25, I thought 67 looked like it was going to be like, I was going to be a dinosaur. But you know what? That time flies. And I'm a lot closer now, based upon the gray hair you saw, than I was then. But I started saving when I was like 23 years old for retirement. So the thing is, the earlier you go, the better you are. And I thought, okay, I'll retire at 67. But for the average person, let's say right now, average retirement is about 67. And let's say your household income now is 80,000 because you're married and you've got that wonderful spouse or whatever it is we've got these days. And you don't have any savings. All right, we got to go. We got to get going there. And expected income increase, let's just say it's about 2%. And then what you're going to need at the point in time when you retire, maybe at 90% of what you got right now. Make it a little bit easier to save on the wallet right now. And then you'll be in retirement for 35 years. But, that's considered today. And the thing is, really, with medical technology, it's not going to get worse. It's going to get better. So, 30, you might even put in longer, okay? But then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in our rates of return. And let's say that you're an aggressive saver. Let's say you get at least 8.75% rate of return on your investments up till the point in time you retire. And then let's put in about 5.5% at the point in time when you do retire. Expected area of inflation over the last 100 years, it's been about 2.8%, okay? So I know it's raging more than that right now in 2023. It's been worse. It's been a lot better. 2.8% is the average over the last 100 years. And then let's say that we're married or we have a partner. They can take care of everything. They can take care of all the saving. And we include Social Security. Social Security is not going to run out. It'll just be adjusted at some point in time. So when we take a look at this picture here, okay, we see where we're at. And you're going to need to save about $334 per month in order to get to where you want to be for retirement if everything else stays the same. Okay. And everything may vary a little bit, but this is a good thing to figure on. Okay. So we're starting at 25. What happens if we move this to 35? Wow. okay, that 300 some just jumped to $689 that we need to save for retirement. Okay, that's that's not out of bounds, but you do need to save more if everything else stays the same. Okay, so we've taken a look at your 25, 35-year-old situation as far as saving for retirement. Now let's take a look at what's happening when you get to 45 and 55. And you know what? We're just going to go ahead and take a shot at 65 also. That one will scare you. But let's go ahead and take a look at where you're going to be. What about 45? Where are we going to be at 45? Well, at 45, bam. Now, it's jumped a lot. You've jumped up to $1,500 per month that you need to save if everything else is the same, okay? And that might get a little bit more difficult to do, especially if you're making $80,000. Again, your situation can change, it's going to be more difficult to save $1,500 if, based upon that situation. Now, let's take a look at 55, okay? 55, bam, $4,077 per month. Look, if you're making 80 grand a year, you're not going to be able to save $4,077 per month, okay? That's impossible. You're going to have to do something else. A second job, a side hack, create a business, work that business, help the world. That's what you're going to need to do in order to make this thing fly. And then just for kicks, we'll take a look at 65. Now, before I hit, enter here, hold on to your pants because this thing is going to blow your mind. Here we go. From $4,077 to $59,000 a month. Look at this. You're making $80,000 a year, and it's going to require $59,000 per month. That's not even fathomable. Okay, that's just not even come close to happening. So it's really, really important that you save and that you get started when you're young. Okay, so really, get started. Make sure you're on the right track. All right, so obviously it's much, much better to go ahead and start saving in your 20s or 30s. But the thing is, if you start saving later on in life, you got to do things differently. Starting a side hack, doing something different, getting a big, big raise, or starting a business that can be successful. One of my other companies, lifebydesign360.com, we can show you how to do that. But in regards to getting started and saving for retirement, there's tons of strategies, but the best strategy, save early, save a lot. This is Doug Reed. I'm the CEO and president of Atlantic Midwest Investment Research, proprietor of americasretirementplan.com, as well as the proprietor of Life by Design 360 from Archimedes Worldwide. Here's the thing. Get started. Go out to the different tools that we've got on americasretirementplan.com. See where you're at. And feel free, obviously, get in touch with us. You've got questions, we don't bite, I promise. Go ahead, get in touch with us, and make sure that we answer those questions for you so you're on the best track possible for a phenomenal life. This is Doug Reed, signing off for now. Talk to you soon.